I want you to consider some ways to help you manage your feelings, yan, of stress and anxiety. So, before I do that, I would like to share my screen again so that you can see a presentation, a brief presentation about calming down and managing one's thoughts. So, I think it is almost being projected right now. So far, ayan. I want you to stay outdoors and play catch the ball. Now, if you cannot do it outside, of course, because of the pandemic, ayan. You can also just throw the ball. If you have a ball with you, right? Yung bola ng jackstone, pwede din, basketball. Yan. You can throw it towards the wall. Ayan. So, wait lang. Or, kung wala kayong wall na pwede mong dumihan, yan. You kindly play with your brother or sister mamaya. Yan. If it is possible for you to do this with someone, you can also just throw the ball towards a wall, then catch it. So, ang mahalaga, when you throw it away, somebody is able to return it to you and you catch it. So, para saan? So, after throwing and catching the ball for a while, so pasapasahan kayo ng wall or ng friend mo, think, what am I catching? So, pag salo mo, isipin mo, ano yung na-catch mo? Imagine that you are catching the feeling. Yan. Sinalo. Sana lahat sinasalo. Yun. Those were some of the feelings you caught during the lockdown or the disaster. Because of the things happening around us, all of us are able to catch feelings. Diba? Catch feelings and emotions, negative or positive. But it is important for us to catch that feeling or be able to acknowledge or identify what kind of feelings are they. They are feelings of fear that you have caught, boredom, anxiety, etc. Now, let's stop playing for the moment. Yan. You accepted the ball, so you hold it, you look at it, and you accept the feeling. So catching the ball means identifying the feeling, holding to the feeling, and accepting that you are holding that feeling. You have that feeling. Okay? Yes, I was feeling afraid. Kasi yung denial, guys, hindi siya nakakatulong for us to recuperate or cope with those negative feelings. So, ang unang step is to accept the feeling that, yes, I was feeling afraid. Yes, I was feeling anxious. Because it is totally normal. Wag nating itago, wag nating i-deny that we feel such feelings. Now, next step. So, after catching our feelings, it is always good to catch what you are feeling. It's a normal and valid feeling. Again, it's okay not to feel okay. That's what we have studied yesterday. In a not so okay situation like the pandemic or any disaster, everybody has a valid reason to feel such ways like fear, and anxiety, and a lot more. Now, I want you to do some diaphragmatic breathing. Yan. So that's why it is recorded. Now, breathe in or inhale. Yan. Let's count 1, 2, and 3 before you exhale. Again, inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Okay. Again, inhale. Exhale. Dapat malalim, ha? Hindi. Ganun lang, ha? Dapat humuhugot talaga ng ano. Yan. So, sana nag-toothbrush ka muna bago ka umattend sa klase ko. Yan. Joke lang. A very slight pause before you inhale. Yan. So, after mong mag-exhale, you pause for a while and then you inhale again. Now, as you breathe in, we are catching that feeling. You are saying to yourself, it is normal to feel lonely. It is normal to feel anxious. It is normal to feel doubt and a lot more during this pandemic. Inhale while doing that. And then as you exhale, I would like you to release those feelings. All right? Release all the feelings. Inhale, exhale. Release those feelings. All right? Check your feelings. Yan. Now that you already have grasp about what you feel, you check if these feelings are helpful to you. Now, iisipin mo is fear, panic, doubt, anxiety, loneliness. Is it helping me while you are still doing the inhale and exhale or breathe in, breathe out? Is it helping me? Yan. Probably most of you have answered both a yes and a no. That means that some of your feelings were helpful, but others were not. Okay, for instance, okay, you stop the exercise. Listen. So for instance, if you keep feeling fearful, do you need to stay in fear for long? So kung takot ka ngayon, diba, will it help you kung hanggang next 10 years takot ka pa rin or 1 week ka nang takot, diba? How helpful is fear to you? Do you think fear is helpful to us? Yes, diba? There is a positive fear. Sometimes we need to fear, especially na, tas lalo pa. Lalo na kung meron tayong gagawing masama. Ayan, di ba? The fear that comes with it protects us. Yan. But it is not natural. Now, valid ang matakot, valid yung ganyan. I mean, everybody feels that way, hindi lang kayo. Pero, what is wrong is, if you will feel fearful all the time, or sobrang tagal mo ng takot, I mean, di ba? Sobrang tagal na nung anxiety mo. Yun yung hindi pwedeng maging normal. Now, how helpful is it to always be worrying about things? So, lahat na lang ng bagay na naalala mo. Naalala ko tuloy yung nawala ng ballpen. Yung, di ba? Alam nyo ba yon na pag nawala yung ballpen, wala na daw siyang pansulat, papagalitan siya ng teacher niya, tapos mapapatalsik siya sa school. Tapos, pag napatalsik siya sa school, hindi na siya makakahanap ng magandang trabaho. Pag wala siyang trabaho, hindi na siya makakakain. Okay, and then mamamatay siya. Sana walang ballpen lang yon, ha? Okay, so sometimes it's it's not helpful, right, to worry about many things. But while thinking about this, ayan, lahat ng feelings mo, bukod sa fear, isipin mo. And you can do this separately beyond this session. Breathe in and breathe out and think about if are these feelings, yes, I am feeling such things, but are they helping me? Yan. Yun yung catching your feelings. Now, you assess your feelings. And the third part is this. Ito na. You can change that feeling. Everybody say, change that feeling. Good. I want you to think of something else to help you feel better. This means that you can replace that feeling. Okay, you're feeling this way, but you can change or replace that feeling with something that is positive. Some feelings are productive and useful, while some may be unproductive and useless. Now, you classify those feelings that are productive and unproductive. Okay? Yeah. It is because they no longer appropriate to the situation. So, fearful because of the pandemic, but as of today, kailangan pa rin ba nating matakot, di ba? Your feelings by actually changing your thoughts about this feeling. So, ang tawag dito ay reframing. So, let's go to my next slide. Yan. The objectives of this session is for you to identify positive ways to manage one's emotions or your emotions. How do I manage my emotions? Gusto natin yan. Practice calming and relaxation exercise, which we have done earlier, and be able to practice reframing one's thought. So dito na tayo sa reframing. Instead of thinking about this, can I see it in another way? So how can I do reframing? Right. You can ask, where is the ball coming from? Yan, you manage your feelings. Yan. You change the name of the ball or the feeling. So instead of feeling fear or catching fear, diba, na-catch mo, fear, nakalagay, nakalabel, fear. Instead of seeing fear, change the label of that feeling into gratefulness. Gratefulness, diba? Why is the pandemic something to thank God for or thank anyone for? Because, di ba, it brought your family together, it tested your faith, and a lot more. Understanding, pwede mo ring palitan. That, yes, nakatch ko fear, pero pwede kong palitan to. And understand. Happiness, you can still be happy in spite of, halimbawa, nakatch mo loneliness, pwede ka ring maging happy. Diba? Contentment, yan, palitan mo. I mean, refrain your thoughts. Okay, so what do you usually do? Ngayon, tatanungin ko naman kayo, to help manage or get rid of that feeling. Pag malungkot ka or natatakot ka, ano yung madalas mong ginagawa to change or para mawala yung feeling na yon? Type it on our chat box or you can unmute your mic and as I call your name, pwede kang mag-recite. Yan. Anong ginagawa mo to overcome or cope with your feelings? Yan. Alright, thank you for sharing all your feelings. Now, I will share you mine. Okay, hindi naman actually galing sa akin, but it's from the CEAS module of DepEd. Tip number 1 is to count backwards. So, do you recognize the man on my PowerPoint? That's the brother of, anong pangalan niya? Bigla ko nakalimutan. Yan. Diba tatlo sila? Si Mangtay, si Gangtay, at saka si Sangtay. Ayan. So, si Sangtay, opa, yan, is autistic siya, diba? Pero, lagi kong naririnig sa kanya kapag may nagpa-panic attack na may mental health problem. Sabi niya, before thinking about anything or before saying something, yan, sabi niya, you count 1, 2, 3. Or in Korean, yung Hanatul set. Yun. Pag napanood nyo yung K-drama, marami kayong lessons na maririnig tungkol sa reframing. Sobra, as in, ako mismo, I was able to reframe some of my thoughts, diba? Using the lessons I have watched from that TV show. Pero mag-aral muna kayo. Ayan. So, yung number 1 is to count backwards. So, halimbawa, na-infuriate ka. Ayan. Yan. Nagalit ka, sobrang gigil na gigil ka na, ganyan. Sabi, ang pinakamagandang gawin is to count backwards. Diba? So, halimbawa, 10, 9. As you breathe in and breathe out, 8. Hanggang sa, bago ka magsalita. Kasi minsan, diba, nasabi na natin yung masama, 'di ba? Nasabi na natin yung masama, yung nakakasakit bago tayo huminga, 'di ba? So isipin daw muna natin 10 seconds, 10, 9. Pero wag mong lalakasan, bawa kagaya ko, nagalit ako ngayon, kunyari, sa 10, 9. Hindi, sa isip mo lang. Diba? Isip ka muna ng 10 seconds bago mo sabihin. Yan. So, mga stressful situations, mag-isip na kayo ng stressful situation na pwede kang mag-react ng kakaiba. Bumilang daw muna kayo ng 10 backwards. Yan. Okay. Focus on your breathing and then makikita mo, you will calm down. Try nyo. Gusto nyo, galitin ko kayo. Joke lang. Yan. So, kung natatakot ka naman, ganun din. Count 10. Yan. And then, suggestion number 2, of course, hindi naman ako talaga magtatagal, is 3, 2, 1 senses check. Yan. So, paano yon? I want you to quietly name 3 things you can see around you. So, takot na takot ka. Kunyari, takot na takot ka ngayon and or Ano pa ba yung ibang feeling? Kinakabahan, natatakot, nagpapanik, yung mga ganyan, or you feel too emotional, ano daw gagawin? Name 3 things that you can see around you. Yung nakikita mo lang. Yan. 2 things you can feel and 1 thing you can hear. So, ilan na yon? 3? 3 things you can see, 2 things you can feel, alright? And 1 thing that you can hear. Minsan kasi iba yung pagkaka ano natin, iba yung nararamdaman natin sa nade-detect ng senses natin. Tingin kayo sa akin. Okay? While doing that, breathe in and breathe out. Yan. 5 times, but every time you do so, you add 1 more second to each inhale and exhale. Yan. And marirealize mo, okay, andito pa rin ako sa kwarto. Di ba? Kasi minsan yung tinatawag nila nandidilim yung paningin. It's because you already don't have a check on your senses. Help me just to recharge my phone. Yan, while I'm speaking. Next is, ayan, yung third is to reframe. Kagaya nga ng sinabi ko, this means that a feeling usually comes from a thought, and when we can change or reframe a thought, then we can change how we feel. I'll give you an example. I feel angry because my mother called me lazy. So, wala palang saksakan ng phone dito. Tinawag ka ng mama mo na tamad. Ayan. And, syempre, your normal reaction is to get angry at sasagot ka. Yan. So, nakikinig ba kayo? Yan. Now, paano mo i-reframe yon? Yan. Charge ka na ba? Hindi pa rin. Yon. Paano natin siya i-reframe? Pwede mo siyang i-reframe doing this. I think my mother called me that way because she does not see me working hard. Yan. Or maybe because she is just really unfair all the time. So, parang ang pangit ng pangalawa, mas magaan sa loob yung, kasi hindi ka niya nakikita na nung gumagawa ka. That's why siguro nasabi niya yon. Now, I can reframe that by saying, my mother is just very stressed and tired tonight. So, bukod doon sa hindi niya nakikita ang mga linya nyo, no? Hindi naman niya nakita yung ginagawa ko or nung hindi niya nakita nung masipag ako. Kaya niya nasabi yon. Yan, you can reframe your thought this way. Siguro pagod lang si mama, kaya niya nasabi yon. Diba? Tinagalog ko lang. But it will really create an impact. Try taking or wearing someone else's shoes, diba? Para malaman mo, what would you feel if you have worked almost 24/7 for the family, diba? Naglaba ka and you do all the chores, diba? Sometimes when you're tired, you really blurt out things na ng biglaan. And sometimes our parents are not exempted to those feelings. Yan. Yun yung reframing na tinatawag. Paradigm shift. Yan. So, wala na yun sa module. Pero, again, always think, ano kaya pinagdaanan nito? Ano kaya yung battle niya? Ano kaya yung background? Ba't niya nasabi to? Diba? So, yun yung reframing. So, number 1, ano nga ulit yun? Yan, you can count 10 backwards. Number 2, you can, what's it again? You can senses check. Yan, ito ba, totoo ba yung sinabi niya to? Narinig ko ba to? Diba, nakita ko ba talaga to? O sabi-sabi lang? Yan. And number 3, pero number 2 pa rin yung nakalagay dyan is you reframe. Okay, so meron pang last tip. Tip number 4. So bakit nandyan si is to do alternative activities like breathing exercises. Yun nga, so you breathe in and breathe out. Yoga is also helpful. So, Tai Chi with humor. Alam nyo, ako ay may lobo, something like that. In a competitive manner, dance moves. Ayan. So, yung pagsayaw, I hope some of us are dancers here, hindi ako. Slow and fast beats. So, nandyan yung, kasi sabi niya, kapag, ito daw yung butterfly hug, kapag you cannot control yourself or your emotions, do this, and Yan. Kung walang yayakap sa'yo, ha? Kung halimbawa mag-isa ka lang. Ganyan. So, it relaxes you kasi parang feeling mo may nakahug sa'yo. Hugs are very crucial, lalo na sa mga taong mahilig sa hugs. So, can I see a thumbs up dun sa mga na nare-relax sila kapag nakahug sila, especially ng parents nila and their friends. Right. So, wag muna sa ano, ha? Yeah. Then, yeah. So, we're almost done, guys, because you'll do the abstraction and application on our Google Classroom. Meron dong sasagutan kayo na activity again on a Google Docs. Google Doc. Yan. So, yan. For our ending part, I would like to share a new word to you, which is namaste. Yan. Can you do it with me? Namaste. So, it's a word which means bow to you or bowing. People in India use it to say hello or bid each other goodbye. So, when they say hello, imbis na hello or ano ba, appear sa atin, di ba, ganun. Pag nakikita, sa kanila, they say, yung greetings nila, namaste. And instead of saying bye, diba, see you again, something like that, they also say namaste. So, ayan, nakaka-relax kaya, namaste. Diba? Na-relax ba kayo? So, think of a short phrase that you can share with the class now. Yan, to show our appreciation about being with them during online class. Yan, so, baka meron kayong idea dyan na mga short phrases. Like, thank you, I appreciate you. Yan, you can type it again on the chat box. Now, if you have questions about our output, kindly send a private message on my Facebook account, or you can chat, video chat me after classes. Nandun naman sa Google Classroom yung schedule ko. So you'll see if I am free that time. Okay, so I'll see you again. I hope that these coping strategies will help you overcome, diba, these mental situations during the pandemic. I'll see you again tomorrow. We are now on Module 3. And Module 3 is a lot concise than this module.